Hello, my dear and lovely Capricorns. This is your horoscope for December 2024. And December will welcome us with new moon in your 12th house. My dear Capricorns, your chart is beaming, especially by the end of December. You will be smiling. We will get to that end of December part, but let's start with the beginning. Now, and in general, December will be packed with astrological events, and of course, it translates into our life. A lot of events happening in our life. Now, first December, we have new moon in your 12th house at 9 degrees, meaning those of you who are born 30th of December, plus or minus 5 days, will be affected the most by this new moon. And new moons are about new energy. It's about new story, new person there. And this new moon happening in your 12th house, the most hidden house, the resting house, the most private house, seems like you might start craving for privacy in December. It's understandable. It's a festive season. You would want to be with your family, with your close one, and even alone, like a little bit regroup, a little bit rest before this crazy Christmas and New Year's, celebrations kicks in. So it seems like you might want some sort of rest, recharge. You might even travel for that, like to somewhere near water, somewhere on an island, or even just to some retreats, like, I don't know, massage session as an example, also under 12th house. Or some of you guys, it might be also about health. In general, you might feel that you need energy boost, and you might go to see a doctor and specialist, and there is a high possibility that you might go actually and be some time at a hospital, not necessarily for something serious, but just to, let's say, boost your immune system, get some vitamins as an example. Because Jupiter, ruler of this new moon, will be also in your another health house. It's about health. Now, for some of you, it's actually might be a business deal with the travel with somewhere far, because Saturn, will be making harsh angle, even though it's a harsh angle from your house of deals and contracts. But Jupiter is in your work house, and it suggests that it might be related to your work, or some sort of it could be a new job offer, or vice versa. It could be some new project within your company that will require you to travel somewhere, or that will require, let's say, to work with someone who is far, like online, for example, project. It could be that too. Now, 12th house is also about, private time, as I said, and it seems like it might be that you are starting yourself some project in privacy, in solitude. It's usually something that we do alone. Maybe something that you're not showing to anyone, and you're working on something that it will be ready, and then you will show to the world on a later stage. But now it's sort of preparation time. Seems like you are busy with your own projects, and it could be related to media, like social media. Maybe you're preparing your social media page, to launch it, I don't know, next year, or you are working on concepts, or maybe it's a podcast or some channel. I don't know, could be talk show, whatever is that. It could be related to all things communication. Now, 12 house is also about dreams, and here this new moon might give you sort of prophetic dreams as well. You might dream something which is like memorable, which is that you might want to go for meditation, for example, or regression sessions, like techniques. These kind of things might be happening. And also, this is about psychological, our subconscious mind state. So, for some of you guys, you might want to take up some therapies, for example, like psychological therapies, whatever, like mindfulness therapies, or yoga as well. You might start this kind of course, daily, in your life, with this new moon when December kicks in. 12th house is also isolated places, like, for example, hospitals, I don't know, libraries, could be military uh, serving, also could be a prison. And this new moon, it might give you actually some work, not necessarily like you go to a prison, but it might be that you gonna start working there, or something related to this kind of isolated places where there is limited sort of, there is restriction, there are rules, and you need to obey those rules. And this kind of place is also 12th house, my dear Capricorns. Now, 7th of December, we have Mars going retrograde. Now, Mars going retrograde meaning slowing down, and Mars, planet of passion and desire and our motivation, and it's in your 8th house. Now, if you're gonna feel sort of a drop of motivation in your financial dealings, no worries. You will need this time to a little bit regroup. All our personal planets like Mars, Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury will go retrograde one by one until mid 2025. So, meaning first 4 months of 2025 will be slow. It's a slow start of the year, and those personal planets, they affect us directly. That's why they will. Universe seems like telling us to stop, pause, and reflect. Maybe rework some things, remake, recreate, redesign some things until mid. And all these new projects is better to launch after April or in summer. And it might be that something will be going on in the world as well, like a world event might be going on that will make all of us to redirect our plans of our life and like stop and think where we want to move next. Sort of this kind of thing might happen too. Now, about all those planet retrograde, now we'll be speaking in your yearly horoscope for 2025, so stay tuned. And here I would like to tell you not to forget to check your rising sign and moon sign, because for most of us it's rising sign that is the strongest, influencing us the strongest. And but for some people it could be a sun sign and moon sign too. So check all of them and compare which one is affecting you the most. Now, coming back to this Mars, on 7th of December, it's retrograding in your 8th house until 24th of February. You see how long? It's almost 3 months Mars will be retrograding, and it's in your 8th house. 8th house is all about other people's money, including bank money that you owe or owe to you, for example, also. And during Mars retrograding, it's a good period, maybe like people who owe you money or places that owe you money might give it back to you, or it's also a good period that you give it back to them, or something, let's say, to refinance, to change some financing plans like your bank loan plans, for example, or credit card plan, to change if you wanted to change. But Mars here is slow, so it's more or less about like a slow motion, and all these things might get stuck as well if you've been applying to those things, let's say a bank loan, a scholarship, or alimony if you are in a divorce battle as an example. Then it's a bit slow. It might take time to get a resolution, to get a news, to get your application back, some result. So it will take time until end of February. No worries on that. Just go with the flow, go with the universe, what is telling to us. Mars is also retrograding in your 8th house. It's the same 8th house, also about conception and fertility journey. For those of you guys who've been trying to get pregnant, even using like through non-traditional ways like in vitro, here Mars is indicator of all sharp objects, including medical knives, and it's in your 8th house. For most of you guys, it probably will suggest that there will be some operations, surgeries going on too. Not necessarily something serious, but could be related either to conception or in general your health wise, anything could be too. And here Mars is suggesting to pause with all those things. Better not to do any surgical interventions during Mars retrograding in your eighth house. But of course, if it's emergency, then of course we do that. But if it's planned one, I would suggest you to postpone it until like end of February, when Mars goes direct in your eighth house. Now, eighth house is also about investments or inheritance. You might get busy with those things as well, like maybe writing inheritance or rewriting or changing it. Same, reinvesting into your, I don't know, properties and business, whatever is that, or maybe coins or shares. Seems like you will get busy also around that, because universe through Mars is trying to tell you to fix something there related to your eighth house, related to those topics that I just now said. Seems like it's trying to tell you something to deal with that part of your life. Might be health wise for most of you guys, because eighth house is about our well-being. It's about our health too. And because Mars is a planet of passion, also a planet of sex, and it's in your sex house. Now, eighth house is about our intimacy, about sex life. Your previous partners, like sex partners, might come back into your life, or you might meet back again this kind of people that you had a relationship with, sexual relationship with, for example. This is like on a more light, let's say, version, like example, as Mars being in your eighth house. Now, 7th of December, lover of Mars, Venus, planet of love and beauty, going into your second house. Now, second house is all about money, and guess what? And it meets up with Pluto immediately there. Newly found Pluto for the next 20 years. But Venus and Pluto, they met back in February 2024. And whatever was happening in February, so recall back beginning of this year, what was going on in February, it might come back into your life in December. If there was a deal, sort of a job offer, or that the job that you could, like at that time, didn't get, as an example, that you didn't pass a, I don't know, interview, now we'll have again chance. And it seems like the successful one, because Venus is planet of money and Pluto is planet of big money, and it's in your money house. This is perfect, because it's amazing to sign any deals if you have a deal to make, or a job offer might come, as an example. Like, it's the usual manifestation of the second house. Or you could get a bonus as a year ends, and for your performance at work, you might get good bonus as well here in the beginning of December. It could be, I don't know, revision of your salary also. Could be, I don't know, some gift, some precious gift from someone. And these things might have happened all back in February, and now it's happening again. So you will have amazing chance here to gain something material, something which is valuable, which will be amazing one. Also, especially for you guys who are like trying to build a business with your friend, because Venus and Pluto, they suggest that some of you guys might want to have a business and start a business with your friend. This aspect is amazing one too. So use this one. Around 7th of December will be perfect for you guys to brainstorm on that idea. But launch that business only after 15th of December, because we have Mercury retrograding. And Mercury is a planet of commerce and trade. So we need it to be sharp for those things. So register that business after 15th of December, but not on 15th of December, 16 at least, my dear Capricorns. Now, 8th of December, we have Neptune going direct. Neptune, since July, was retrograding, meaning slow. It was moving slow, inefficient, not helping at all. But Neptune is slow-moving planet in general, meaning karmic planet. Neptune affects us more on subconscious level, like it's a tape. background tape, like when like you put music and you do other things consciously. So that music is Neptune. So it's like something was popping up time to time in your head, letting it know itself. And this Neptune was retrograding in the third house. Now, if you want to know more about retrograde Neptune, since July, go back to July forecast for you guys on my channel and hit that video to know more. But here, let's talk when Neptune goes direct on 8th of December. Now, all these 5 months, you might have been thinking, maybe like reflecting on life of your siblings or some relative, particular relative, or neighbors. Something was going on there, and you've been time to time thinking about that, or about your close friendship circle, because third house is close friendship circle. It might be about related to your friends, or it could have been about some courses that you been thinking to take up all these 5 months, but somehow not deciding. Not enough courage, because Neptune was slow. But now, when it moves direct, you might finally get this courage, finally be brave, and you might take up that course that you wanted to, learn some skills, because third house is about skills, and it's usually short term course, short period, like some training, I don't know, AI coding, or whatever is that, drawing or cooking, or baking, all these things could be like some short. So now when Neptune goes direct, you might actually have a chance and finally make yourself go and pursue your dreams, go after your dreams. This might happen too now, because all those 5 months you've been reflecting on those things. Third house is also about driving. If you've been also wanting to drive a car, this wish will be granted when Neptune goes direct finally. Or if you've been learning all those 5 months about driving, then now will be time when you pass exam, as an example. Third house is also about buying car, like owning a car, or any other transportation like bicycle, or a airplane. So it might be that if you've been like, if some things were stuck, let's say it's not necessary that you've been thinking to buy. It may be that you already bought, but then something was stuck there, some paperwork, or because of the seller, or because of you, something was there. If it was like on the pause, then after 8th of December, it will finally move forward. That deal will be made finally, as an example. Or if you've been just thinking about it all the way since July, then now will be period when you finally decide to buy that transportation, whatever is that. Now, 15th of December, we have full moon in your house of work. Now, full moons are all about conclusion, or they are putting spotlight on something. Now, sixth house is about work and health. It's happening at 23 degrees, meaning those of you who are born on 12th of January, you will be affected the most, plus or minus 5 days. And here it suggests that you might quit your job, or you might leave your job. And this full moon will have some foggy quality, because Neptune will be active. Now, Neptune is about whatever it touches, it makes it confusing, it makes it non-clear. So here, if you it's both ways. If you will sign papers to accept a job offer, or vice versa, to leave your job, to quit your job, then that paperwork, I would suggest you to send to your lawyer, or to someone who is empowered to check it for you, double check or triple check it, because seems like conditions will be sort of not understandable and confusing. Some things might not be clear there, and some parts of the contract might not be also clear. But anyhow, this Mercury, ruler of this full moon, will receive amazing beams from Mars, and it seems like someone who might help you actually will be far away, but still I suggest you to contact that person so that that person might help you either with financial help, either with just advice, as an example, on that contract, if it's about related to job, or promotion, as I'm telling here. Sixth house, that full moon is happening, it's not only about job, it's about also health. Now here, take extra care because Neptune is also related to flus, viruses. And here you might, around 15th of December, unfortunately, you might fall ill as well, right before Christmas and right before New Year, but you still have time, to get recovered. So take just extra care, take that vitamin, drink hot teas and all the stuff, so take good care about your health because here, as I said, Neptune is about viruses and flu, and it's in your communication house. So it could be communicated to you, so you might be sick around this full moon. And plus, Mercury is in your 12th house, is another health house, and Mars is in your 8th house. It's another one, health house. Now, for some of you, it can be, not just flu or virus. It can be also a surgery or an operation too happening. But no worries, Mars will be saving you there because it's sending supportive beams to the ruler of this full moon. Even if something will be scary, something will be confusing. No worries on that. That surgery seems like will happen anyhow and will have good results. No worries on that. Now, sixth house is also about people who work under us, like if you are managing a team, then it's your team members or nannies, for example, at home, or your assistant at work. And those people seems like leaving, one or two. Someone is leaving from your life. It could be you might need to change a nanny for your kids or assistant or someone like who works for you. It will tell you, they might give you news that they are quitting their job, as an example. 15th of December, we also have Mercury going direct. Now, Mercury will go direct in your 12th house, and Mercury rules all things commerce, all things trade and ideas and communication. I made a whole video about this Mercury retrograde. If you wondering for your sign, check that video on my channel. Now, Mercury is going direct. Don't use this 15th of February, December exactly, because Mercury is notorious on the days when it goes direct and when it goes retrograde to be naughty. And the most mixing up and mishaps happen exactly on those days. So avoid 15th of December for signing papers, to starting anything new. Start it on 16th of December. At least 16th of December. Just avoid this 15th of December. And in your case, it's happening in your 12th house. It's a house of travel to far lands, especially. So try to not book anything on 15th of December. Try to do those booking things, buying things the next day, or even better in January. If you've been waiting to buy Christmas gifts, just do that only around after 15th of December then. Especially if those gifts are like electronics, like phone or computers, because those things might come with some issues if you buy them during Mercury retrograde. It's a usual thing, not necessarily 100% is coming true, but still, to be on the safe side. Now, in the 12 houses also, it might be, let's say you've been back to some sort of therapies, or you've been interested deeply into astrology and numerology, this, esoteric science. And here, when it goes direct, you might again to maybe practice. If you've been back to some reading books while Mercury was retrograding, now when it go direct, you might actually practice those things. Now, Mercury here also suggests, as I said, it's because of a rest house. Also, retreats. You might be craving to go back to some places where you felt yourself home, where you felt yourself good as well, and where you know very well. And you might start booking some things to those kind of places to go back to somewhere very far, or because of your work, because Mercury rules your sixth house. It might be a business trip, as an example, or just a trip for pleasure. And here, finally, I would like to tell you about this new moon, sugar sweet new moon, the best part for you of December. 30th of December, right on the New Year's Eve, almost right on the New Year's Eve, we have a new moon in your sign. Amazing way and perfect gift from universe, and 2024 as a goodbye gift and as a welcome gift from 2025. This new moon, which is sparkling in your sign, my dear Capricorns, it's a magical one because it will be positive, extra positive. Now, it will happen at 9 degrees, meaning those of you who are born around this New Year Eve on 30th of December, plus or minus 5 days, will be feeling this mostly, this new moon. Now, new moon will have support from your ruler, Saturn, planet of responsibilities, hard work, and it's in your third house. Seems like whatever you will be bringing to the table at that this Christmas Eve, will have a mark of your hard work, of that you deserved it. Something that you deserve, something that universe think that you deserve to get will be on your table, my dear Capricorns, on your festive table. Now, first house is all about me. When we have new moon in our first house, we have power to use this new moon in any part of our life, and to use this new moon to set our intentions, right intentions for the 2025. And you will be extra happy to do so, seems like, because Saturn, your ruler, will be on your side. You might make some plans, you might make a deal, or you might even, because it's first house, it can be any part of your life. It might be a job offer, or maybe new direction or new course, or you might make a new friend at this New Year's Eve, which will stay a long time in your life as a loyal friend, because Saturn is a planet of age, and the long age. Now, first house is also all about appearance. You might decide to change who you are, how people call you, as an example, how you look. Maybe you might dye a hair to some color, which will suit you and which will stay with you a longer time than you think for now. And you might decide to change totally your outfit, as an example. Anyhow, use this new moon in your first house. We get only once new moon in per year, and it's an amazing one, perfect one for you guys. I'm so happy for you guys, my dear Capricorns. Now, this was your horoscope for December. Wish you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and amazing holidays. Love you all. Bye bye.